joins us now. Mayor, are you vindicated that your prognostications have come true with this?
Unfortunately, Leland, there's no question about it. It's a little bit, when you live in Miami, you live in Florida, you get to understand when hurricanes are coming. We see them 5, 6, 7 days, 10 days out. This was a major storm that we saw on the radar that was going to hit. I mean, literally, this is no shock to anybody. And as I said before, for example, in Virginia, the loss itself was not necessarily caused by the candidate, but it was caused by the progressive left of the party, Bernie Sanders and AOC. They caused this loss.
It's interesting. You would think that Democrats, and especially the pundit class, would take a minute and step back and say, wait a second, how do you have Glenn Youngkin run up the tally, as Mike pointed out, both in Trump counties and then also run it up and switch over suburban white women swing voters who voted for Biden? It was an incredible tightrope that he walked and what he pulled off. Instead, this is what we heard this morning from CNN. Take a listen.
This is now, I think, also the Republican playbook is to use these issues to scare people, basically, a feeling out of control, that everything's out of control with their children and they need to be protected from these people with this demagogues and this agenda, right?
Yeah, sure. Let's be clear. Some of it was dog whistle.
Yeah.
Right? Some of it was dog whistle racism.
1,000%.
But for a lot of voters, that's not what it was.
Does calling 50% of Virginia racist really help?
No, Leland, I don't think it was a dog whistle. I think it basically was something where the American people were just saying, we are upset about this wokeism. We cannot stand, we're terrified of the crime and chaos in our cities across the country. They're saying that, why are you trying to pass this, $1.75, $1.8 trillion spending bill when we can't get people to work as it is in this country? So there's so many issues here that the Democratic Party needs to change because they're tone deaf. They're not listening to what the vast middle section of America is saying right now.
Yeah, you heard the reporting from Mike, and our own reporting matches up. We'll have Kelly Meyer a little later. Democrats are saying, no, we must pass all those bills this week. It's imperative to do it. They're using this loss not to take stock and reevaluate, but as an excuse to push ahead even faster. What would be the prediction for what that means?
Well, I would think if I'm Senator Manchin right now, and after watching what happened last night in New Jersey and Virginia, and no matter what the New Jersey outcome is, I would be very concerned about passing any type of massive overspending bill like this and thinking about my own possible political future in West Virginia. It's got to make people think twice. Clearly, Virginia spoke and New Jersey spoke. And I think a lot of it has to do with that level of spending.
The other places that spoke were the cities. We saw defund the police candidates get voted out. We saw law and order candidates get voted in, even in deep blue cities. We saw in Miami Beach something that you've pushed forward very strongly, which is a 2 a.m. alcohol limit for sales there. Where is this groundswell of support among Democrats coming on Republican issues?
Well, I think it's very clear. The ridiculousness of defund the police is something that we'll look back and maybe even now and laugh at how ridiculous that is. No society can prosper or have any success unless they have total safety in their community. In Miami Beach, we've seen things go out of control. We've seen a ridiculous late night liquor till 5 a.m. with chaos going on. And our mayor and we took the steps of pushing and saying we're going to cut the liquor off earlier. But listen, even look at Eric Adams in New York City, a 20-year police officer, was a captain of the police force. He ran on law and order. The Democrats have to get back to the basics, get back to what we know is important in creating a safe environment. And if you can't do that, you cannot be elected. Democrats are learning that right now.
Well, the lesson is being taught. Whether or not they're learning it is something different, especially on what you're hearing from Capitol Hill. It's a little different than some of your thoughts. Mayor, good to see you. Appreciate you making time before the dinner party, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Does Glenn Youngkin's win reshape the MAGA movement? Ahead, what voters in Virginia's Trump country told me about the governor's race. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.